You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Gitasha Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 22nd of March. All terrorists killed in an encounter in India's Jammu and Kashmir were foreigners, says senior police official. Death toll rises to 32 in suicide bomb blast in Afghan capital Kabul. Work underway in Bangladesh Rohingya refugee camps to prepare for the upcoming monsoon. And now for all the details. A senior police official on Thursday claimed all the 5 terrorists killed in a gun battle with security forces in Kupwara district of India's Jammu and Kashmir province were of foreign origin. Meanwhile, cordon and search operations were still underway in the area on Thursday till the last reports came in.
Five militants killed in an encounter with security forces in Kupwara district of India's Jammu and Kashmir province were of foreign origin, a senior police official said on Thursday. The encounter ensued on Tuesday after the militants fired upon a joint team of the Indian Army and Special Operations Group in Halmatpura area of Kupwara district. Meanwhile, 5 security personnel were also killed in gunfight which continued till Wednesday. A cordon and search operation was still underway in the area on Thursday till last reports came in over information of presence of more militants.
ये ऑपरेशन अभी जो है कंक्लूडिंग स्टेज पे है, कुछ जगह पे सर्च अभी चल रही है, बट जहां तक मिलिटेंट्स का ताल्लुक है तो इसमें काफ़ी भारी तादाद में आर्म्स एमुनिशन जब्त किए गए हैं और ये सभी फॉरेन टेररिस्ट है। जो मटेरियल हमारे पास अवेलेबल है उसके बेसिस में जो लग रहा है कि ये लश्कर-ए-तोयबा के साथ इनका वाबस्ता।
India blames Pakistan of regularly training and assisting armed militants to infiltrate the Indian borders and spread unrest in the Kashmir Valley. Pakistan denies the allegations.
In news from Pakistan, former Panama Papers case Joint Investigation Team or JIT head Wazid Zia on Thursday recorded his statement and submitted several documents in a corruption reference against Pakistan's ousted Premier Nawaz Sharif and his family. An accountability court has been hearing 3 corruption references against Sharif and his family for owning assets beyond known sources of income. The references were filed by the National Accountability Bureau or NAB in light of the Supreme Court's Panama Papers case verdict last year. The court also dismissed on Thursday Sharif's plea seeking a brief exemption from appearance. The next hearing in the case is scheduled to be held on March 27. Moving on, a Washington-based activist has claimed that Pakistan Army in the last few years has become radical and has begun supporting jihadist groups, which are being used to kill minorities and rights activists in the country.
A Washington-based activist, Nadeem Nusrat, said on Wednesday that the Pakistani army has become radical and is supporting jihadist groups which are being used to kill minorities and rights activists in the Islamic nation. A spokesperson for Free Karachi campaign and former MQM convener Nadeem Nusrat said that instead of giving their rights, the Pakistan army was killing activists and minorities. He also said that judiciary is unable to exercise its due role in Pakistan.
Fortunately, what has been happening in Pakistan is that whether it is ethnic minority or religious, they are suffering. I give you an example of Karachi, for example, which generates 70% revenue for Pakistan, where you will be hard-pressed to find any individual from Karachi in Karachi police or in paramilitary forces.
In a recent report, human rights watchdog Amnesty International called on Pakistan to resolve hundreds of cases of enforced disappearances for which no one has ever been held accountable. Activists have long accused Pakistani security forces of ethnic persecution and gross human rights violations in Sindh and Balochistan. They blame that voices of persons who try to highlight the plight are muzzled.
Disgruntled locals, along with the Traders Association, held massive anti-Pakistan protests recently in Pakistan-administered Kashmir against persistent power outages in the illegally occupied region. They blamed they have been living in darkness due to load shedding, which ranges from hours to weeks together.
Anti-Pakistan protests were recently held in Muzaffarabad city of Pakistan-administered Kashmir against persisting load-shedding problem in the illegally occupied region. Locals and traders raised slogans and carried a beer of the Water and Power Development Authority expressing their anger against the government body responsible for supplying and generating electricity in the region. The protesters said that it is ironic that the hub of hydropower generation, Pakistan-administered Kashmir, suffers long and persistent power outrages that sometimes remain up till weeks.
वापडा किसी के मातहत काम करता है। आप डायरेक्ट वज़ीर-ए-आज़म पाकिस्तान आज़ाद कश्मीर के वज़ीर-ए-आज़म के तवस्सुत से वज़ीर-ए-आज़म पाकिस्तान को ये डिमांड करें कि आज़ाद कश्मीर को लोड शेडिंग फ्री जोन करार दिया जाए, जो माजी में हमारे साथ कमिटमेंट होती रही कि आपका नीलम झेलम बन रहा है, आपका पतरीन बन रहा है, मंगला आपका बन चुका, आपका क्या नाम है वो जागराम बन रहा है और छोटे-छोटे आपके हेडर प्रोजेक्ट लग रहे हैं.
Locals allege that it is part of Islamabad's agenda to keep the region underdeveloped. Pakistan-administered Kashmir was illegally occupied by Pakistan more than 6 decades ago. However, the Pakistani establishment has failed to develop the infrastructure of the region, leaving the people high and dry.
In news from Afghanistan, the head of UN Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, Tadamichi Yamamoto, has strongly condemned the suicide attack in Kabul that killed at least 32 civilians on Wednesday. The explosion in the Afghan capital was the latest in a wave of violence in the country that has been killing hundreds of civilians from past 1 year.
Head of the UN Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, or UNAMA, Tadamichi Yamamoto, has strongly condemned the suicide attack in Kabul that left at least 32 civilians dead and wounded dozens on Wednesday. Yamamoto said the explosion occurred in a civilian-populated area where Afghans had gathered peacefully to celebrate Nowruz, the beginning of the new year. The incident took place after a suicide bomber blew himself up near a Shiite shrine in Afghan capital, Kabul. The blast was the latest in a series to have hit Shiite targets in Kabul and came as people were walking away from the shrine near the city's main university. Based on statistics of the Afghanistan Human Rights Commission, or AIHRC, last year over 10,000 Afghan civilians were killed and wounded during attacks across the country. The victims also reportedly included around 2,000 children.
Moving on to news from Bangladesh, as fears mount for the safety of hundreds of Rohingyas in Bangladesh ahead of the impending monsoon season, work is underway in refugee camps to make vital improvements to the shelters. The refugees fled into Bangladesh following an army crackdown in Myanmar in August last year.
Construction and renovation work is underway in Rohingya refugee camps in Bangladesh to prepare the shelters for the upcoming monsoon season. As hundreds of Rohingyas who fled violence in Myanmar are now living in Bangladesh's refugee camps, it is must to move them from the bamboo and plastic tarpaulin shelters that can barely protect them from elements of the season. Early on Tuesday, a video footage was released by the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, or UNHCR, which showed canals being cleared to minimize flooding in areas being prepared to keep the families living in low-lying areas dry.
Upcoming monsoon, there is a probability of landslide and waterlogging. So we have to shift it to some vulnerable families from Kutupaling area to the new safe places. Government acquired 123 acres of land for their relocations, and with the support of the UNHCR, we have to develop this area, and you see what is happening there.
The UN says nearly 700,000 Muslim Rohingyas fled to Bangladesh and other neighbouring countries after August last year following a military crackdown in Myanmar's Rakhine province. The military crackdown was prompted after a series of attacks by Rohingya insurgents on security posts.
Scores of tourists in India's northwestern Jaipur city gathered to witness the celebration of colourful Hindu festival Gangaur with fervour recently. The Gangaur festival marks the culmination of 18-day-long special prayers that begin on Holi, the festival of colours, and is majorly celebrated in parts of India.
Tourists from across the globe were among thousands of spectators who gathered on the roads of India's northwestern Jaipur city on Tuesday to witness the colourful concluding procession of the Hindu festival of Gangaur. The grand procession, which included artists dressed in colourful costumes, danced to drum beats, a band performance, decorated elephants, camels and bullock carts.
Yes, it was beautiful. I planned my schedule to be here for Gangaur, because I'm here in India for 1 month, and I wanted to see a beautiful Indian procession with a lot of camels, of elephants.
The 18-day festival honours Hindu goddess Gauri and Parvati and is especially significant for married women. It is believed that goddess Parvati, wife of Hindu god of destruction Shiva, returned to her maternal home during Gangaur, and on the last day Shiva brought her back. The festival is a grand affair in different provinces of India, including Rajasthan, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat.
Spring blooms are attracting a number of tourists to India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The valley is witnessing first spring bloom of almonds, giving a scenic white and pink floral blanket in Srinagar city's famous Badamwadi garden.
Almond trees are in full blossom due to early summer-like weather conditions in India's Jammu and Kashmir province. Tourists are thronging Valley's Badamwadi garden in Srinagar city to see mystical pink and white almond blooms as they are a sight to behold. Almond trees are among the first to bloom in the valley, lending an aromatic air to the spring. The almonds from these gardens, known locally as Badamwadi, are known for their superior taste and high quality.
और यहाँ पे देखो कि बादामवाड़ी में आज रश भी बहुत है, टूरिस्ट भी बहुत आए, इससे हमें भी एक अच्छा फीलिंग्स आती है कि हमें भी बाहर से लोग आते हैं, देखते हैं कश्मीर कितना अच्छा ब्यूटीफुल है, तो मैं सबसे गुजारिश करता हूँ कि वो आ जाए यहाँ टूरिस्ट वगैरह.
It's a peaceful place and people over here are very friendly, and I wish and pray that more tourists come to Kashmir.
Kashmir Valley is known for its incomparable beauty, which makes it a favorite holiday destination amongst tourists. Kashmir's beauty is particularly enhanced during the spring season due to the almond trees that blossom and present a surreal blanket of white and pink in the majestic mountainous landscape.
A juice seller's pet shop gathered crowds recently as they witnessed a 4.5 feet long Ignua lizard being kept as a new pet in India's central Indore city. The lizard has become popular, especially between kids and teens of the city.
Crowds of curious onlookers scattered at a pet center in India's central Indore city recently as the news spread that a 4.5-foot-long iguana lizard had been brought. The animal center, run by a juice seller, houses some birds and a few other lizards. Owner Raju Sakar paid a whopping nearly $3,100 to have these exotic bats brought to his center. Visitors, both children and adults, thronged the center to get a glimpse of the lizard. Many stalked the reptile and few even had it climb over their shoulders.
हमने पहले भी उनसे ली थी, तो उन्होंने आज ही खबर करी और आज ही इसको बुलवाई है. और आप इसके रंग देखो हुए, चेहरा देखो हुए, कितने प्रकार की डिजाइन है, कितने प्रकार की इसके कुदरती जो करिश्मा रहता है वो आप देखो हुए. और ये दिखने में काफ़ी खौफनाक दिखती है कि देख के ही भग जाती है भीड़, लेकिन इसकी जो खासियत है वो बहुत सीधी है. आप इसके सामने छोटे से छोटा बच्चा भी रख दो हुए, ये रख दो हुए, तो ये उसको किसी प्रकार का नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाएगी और सब शाकाहारी ही चीजें खाती है.
Iguanas are herbivorous lizards commonly found in tropical areas of Caribbean, Mexico and Central and South America. Ranging from 5 to 6 feet in length, these reptiles have been becoming popular pets over recent times and are readily available at many pet stores across several countries.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
You're watching TAG TV.